Yo, what is good, Mets fans? Welcome back to Mets Media, and I'm joined by my brother, Wardy NYM, enjoying the nice weather over in Ocean City, and the New York Mets just walked it off against the Milwaukee Brewers. How you feeling today, Wardy?
Feeling so good, my man. I was upset yesterday. I was playing a live stream for Jake's start. We were all waiting it out. I kept pushing the live stream. They got rained out, as we know, doubleheader today. I'm away currently for the day. There was nothing that could change this, but I was so happy to see this Mets team win today. What a comeback. Richie, I know that you got to watch more of the game than I did, so break it all down for me. And everyone that's first joined the chat, thank you so much to everyone being here. I hope you guys are hyped. The Mets won this pivotal series against the Brewers, already 2 games up, and they have a chance to sweep it. So really excited about that. But let me hear what you have to say about the matter, Richie.
Absolutely. I mean, this is such a spontaneous live stream. I felt like I had a lot of time in between both doubleheaders, and I'm like, hey, I hit up Tyler. I'm like, yo, let's go live real quick to give our thoughts because this was a crazy game. The never quit New York Mets strike again, and let's go over today's game. So the first batter, Jacob deGrom, gives up a solo home run, and we're all looking at each other like, whoa, Jake, relax. What's going on? And then what does he do? He retires his next 9 or 10 batters, goes back into dominant form, and then he gives up another solo shot. So Jacob deGrom gives up 2 earned runs. He finished the day, I think, with 7 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, and 4 hits with 2 earned runs. And his ERA is now a 1.08. Okay, so what? It's above 1. It's okay. He's a human being, guys. Jacob deGrom's allowed. But, hey, the New York Mets offense, in the bottom of the first inning, they respond right away. Brandon Nimmo leads off the game with a rip of a double into the opposite field gap, and then Francisco Lindor has a nice bloop single to drive in Brandon Nimmo. We're tied at 1 apiece after the first inning, and then it was just an ace duel from there. And then all of a sudden, like I said, Jacob deGrom gives up that home run. We're down by 2-1, and then we go into the bottom of the 7th inning, which is technically the bottom of the 9th. And who other than the bench mob to extend the game in Jose Peraza to give us the solo shot to force extra innings. That was remarkable. And then we get to the top of the 8th inning. Edwin Diaz is in a non-save situation once again. And unfortunately, he does get into a jam. He walks 2 batters, and then it's bases loaded and 2 outs. And he hits Christian Yelich in his first pitch against Yelich, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. So he walks in the game leading run, and then we go into the bottom of the 8th, and then Jeff McNeil comes to the plate. Boom! Game-winning 2 RBI single. The place is going wild. This is just a perfect example of this New York Mets team. They fight a way to win. They never give up. They're resilient, and you can never count them out. I feel like sometimes I go back to my old ways. I'm like, oh, man, offense is not here tonight. This looks like a dud. And you can't do that anymore. Right, Wardy?
Yeah, no, you absolutely can. How's my connection, first of all? Is it okay?
Good. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, no, you absolutely can. I was saying on Twitter, I'm like, Diaz and non-save situations go together like milk. They just haven't worked all year long, and it's something where it's really, really frustrating me, and it's one of the biggest gripes I've had. And I get it that you used a lot of arms your last game out, which wasn't yesterday. It was the day before. But no less, I was real head-scratching at the move for Diaz in a non-save because his numbers are completely opposite versus his save situations this year. But no less, the Mets, unbelievably resilient. Jose Peraza, this guy, according, I believe, is Anthony DeComo earlier, they tweet out, he's batting .555 coming off the bench this year. He has been unbelievably clutch. He has at least five of his runs, I believe, in scenarios where he's in clutch situations like that this year. He has just been on fire. He's a guy that's thrived with clutch moments like that, whether it's been pinch hitting or coming up in the spot where you know that you're very well going to need a run to help win the game. So Peraza's been awesome. I'm going to do that with at least 1 out, I believe, in the 7th, really a 9th inning home run to tie it. And then to get the walk-up by McNeil, man, I couldn't ask for anything better. To see Jake give up 2 runs today, still had 10 Ks, 7 innings pitched, full game basically, and he retired 12 straight after giving up the leadoff home run. So even though it wasn't a big outing where he didn't give up any runs, he still got the job done, to put it lightly. The Mets got enough on Corbin Burns at the end of the day. This was just a human man to take this series against the Brew Crew that won 11 straight up until their final game against the Pirates before entering the series. That is something you can do nothing but smile about.
Absolutely, man. You hit it on the nail. Your connection is a little buffering. It was buffering when you said that, but we definitely heard what you had to say. But, man, now we pivot into tonight's game. And we're going up against the Brewers once again. There's some stormy weather on the radar, which is unfortunate. So we do not know if we are going to be able to play tonight, but we will keep an eye out for that. We know last night was a big nightmare with the whole Steve Cohen Twitter telling everyone that the game's going to be on, and then it doesn't happen, and then the game gets postponed. So hopefully we can sweep the Brewers, but hey, we can't really complain. We won the series against the first-place team in the NL, and this was a series that was a must-win in my eyes. Going into the All-Star break, we need to be able to beat the top teams, and that's exactly what we just did. And now we're going to pivot to the Pittsburgh Pirates for a 4-game series to end the first half of the season. And it's pretty remarkable because this Mets team is finally getting healthy. You see what Brendan Nimmo can do when you spark him into the leadoff spot, and it just absolutely just ignites this entire offense. It's crazy what Brendan Nimmo has done just from returning from the IL in his first week. He's still batting well over 330, and it's just crazy because it feels like it's contagious. Whenever Nimmo's out there, he sees different pitches. He has such a great plate discipline where you know when he's going to take the pitch or he's going to swing at the pitch, and then that's going to tell Francisco Lindor and everybody below him what's coming next. So that's really what I want to talk about in today's game, really that Brendan Nimmo is spark plug off the bench. No, when he started in the leadoff role after coming off the IL, Jacob deGrom with another brilliant performance, not his complete dominant self. He did not have, the craziest day, but he gave up 2 solo home runs. He got calm and collected. He only gave up 2 runs in 7 innings. That's not terrible. And the Mets escape giving Jacob deGrom a loss. I was a little concerned about that because in the bottom of the 7th, if we lost that game, then Jake would have got his 3rd loss of the season. So, Wardy, can you still hear me? I think you're frozen. Oh, wait, here you go. I think we're losing Wardy. Wardy, can you hear me, man? There you are. What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I barely hear you. I apologize. Yeah, the connection kept getting cut off.
Yeah, it's all good, man. This is just a spontaneous live stream. We're sorry that we're not in our Wardy is still out there enjoying his 4th of July weekend in Ocean City. But he had to come out here. I asked him, hey, you want to go live real quick? He's like, of course I would. I'll go out there, go on my phone, and he's giving us his Mets talk right now, talking about this Mets game. So, Wardy, what are your thoughts on tonight's matchup against the Brewers? Do you think we have a chance to sweep the series against this first-place team, or what?
Absolutely. I mean, if the Mets – and first of all, I'm not sure how cut off I got in what I was previously discussing before I ended up leaving this the stream for a little bit. So I apologize if I got cut off anything significant. But I want to say that regarding tonight's game, look, if the Mets can actually just hit against the southpaw, which is what they did in the Subway Series, especially against Montgomery, something that they haven't done much this year, but a guy like Brett Anderson who has a sub-5 ERA, yeah, I like the Mets' chances of hopefully jumping on him. Do you know who the starter tonight is for the Mets in the nightcap?
I don't think they announced it yet. Here, let me double check. I was wondering the same thing. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's probably going to be a bullpen game. So I don't know if he's going to be the spot starter.
It's going to come down a lot in hand with that. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Look, the Mets haven't necessarily done a lot of sweeps this year, but I do like their chances. Look, the Brewers are a team that has struggled to hit all season long. They are abysmal with their overall batting average. They are a team that you absolutely need to try to take advantage of when it comes to their lack of offense, even with how stellar the pitching. Look, the Mets were able to win the first 2 games in the series with their 2 aces on the mound, in both Woodruff and Corbin Burns alike. So that's all I could ask for, but I do think the Mets have a very solid chance of sweeping tonight. The only thing that I could suggest would be the reason why they don't is if it's a full bullpen game and they just aren't getting enough from their relievers. Like Corey Oswalt, as we know, is now on the IL. Normally would be a stretch guy for the Mets in a scenario like this. So it'll be very interesting to see how they do in the nightcap, but I like their chances. I mean, if there's any series I honestly think the Mets could sweep, it is one like tonight. The offense has been there for the Brewers, and the Mets, I think, have enough offensively to really hold down if, say, the bullpen doesn't look too great.
Yeah, that's true, man. We can only rely on our bullpen too much, but hey, if we lose tonight, I'm not too concerned. We should be even looking out for the weather all over again because the weather's not looking good. But there is some Mets news that Jacob deGrom said. He mentioned that he will officially not be traveling to Denver for the All-Star game. And he said he hopes Taijuan Walker replaces him. So that's some news. We all expected that. We all knew that was going to happen. But now it's officially official. Jacob deGrom will not be at the All-Star game. But hey, remember last time Jake was at the All-Star game? I think we have that moment, and we can remember it forever. He struck out all 3 batters he faced on 10 pitches. I remember that like it was yesterday with his long, beautiful hair that Jake used to have. The young GOAT of Jacob deGrom. So you know, that's really all I want to talk about in this live stream. I want to go live real quick with Wardy, bring you guys my thoughts of the walk-off, Jeff McNeil with the resilient walk-off hit, and then we pivot to tonight's game. So, Wardy, you have anything else to say about today's game in particular, or pivoting into the Brewers, or what we have in store for your channel?
I mean, man, just how clutch this team has been all year long. The bench mob continues to show success. Jose Peraza, Jeff McNeil, these guys, like, McNeil's finally looking good. I was saying this, I don't know if I said this to you, but McNeil's series against the Yanks was the best series I've seen from McNeil all season long. He was barreling the ball well. He got multiple hits in back-to-back games against the Yankees, and I was like, finally, Jeff is starting to break out in the 6th or 7th spot, wherever they've been having him. And Peraza just coming in clutch, being a part of this group and this movement where it's a next man up mentality, and I'm loving that so much about them, and that's how they're going to go places this year. But besides that, the only thing I can really say is I'm really excited. I know that we'll probably have a Mets talk at some point tomorrow. We'll talk about that off stream, getting that scheduled once the series is done. So whether that's on your channel or my channel, we'll definitely make it work. So I'm excited for that. Always love talking Mets with you. Hopefully we'll be breaking down a series sweep against the Brewers at that point, and then recapping, previewing the upcoming series against the Pirates. But that's all I really got. Another video should hopefully be on the channel some point tomorrow. Outside of that live stream, and in-game live streams will be occurring back towards the end of this week on the channel as well, at least one more. So really, really excited for what the future holds on Wardy and Lamb. And just, of course, Richie, thanks so much for having me on. Awesome to see the Mets actually clutch up. They've been doing so well in these doubleheaders, and I haven't been home for so many of them. It really frustrates me. The past 4 of them, I haven't been able to watch fully. Just either I was on vacation or like today, just a rare occurrence where I'm out of town for the entirety of the game. But I'm not going to complain. Maybe it's a good luck thing that I'm away and they're doing these things.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe you got to go on more vacations, Wardy. Well, I appreciate you joining in. I appreciate everybody tuning into another Mets Media live stream. Stay tuned on my channel and Wardy's channel for more Mets content as usual. We'll be live tomorrow for the Mets talk recapping the Brewers series in total and pivoting to the series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. This was a great victory from the New York Mets. Another proof that we are a team that shows the resilient quality. We went up against Hader, who was one of the best closers and relievers in the entire baseball. He did not give up one. I think he was perfect in save situations until today, and we go on top of him. Jose Peraza ties up the game. Dom Smith gets hit by a pitch, eats it up, and then Jeff McNeil wins it in the bottom of the 8th. So that really does it for this Mets talk. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button if you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Let's